Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dhananjay Kumar and you are watching CSCodewala. In today's video, we are going to create our first C# console application. If you are completely new to C# or .NET, don't worry. I will explain everything step by step. By the end of this video, you will learn how to create a console application, how to use .NET CLI, how to create a project in Visual Studio, understanding project structure, program structure in C#, comments, build and run commands, and finally, we build a simple calculator. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. What is a console application? Before writing code, let's understand what a console application actually is. A console application is simplest type of C# application. Instead of button and windows, it communicates with the user through the text-based console or terminal. Whenever we start learning any programming language, the console application is usually the first step because it helps to focus on programming concept instead of designing a user interface. Creating a console application with the help of CLI, command line interface. First, open terminal. Create .NET new console first program. Wait some time. The template console app was created successfully. Processing post creation action. Restoring C user window postpro.cs pros. Restore success. Next step is move on project folder. And after run .NET run command. And the output is hello world. This is a simple step through CLI we create .NET console application. So first visit our folder. What is the folder name? C users win 11. So we move on the C directory, user C, and then users window 11. In window 11, my program folder name is first pro. Okay, here is 4 file and folders. First one is bin folder, second one is the object folder, third one is the first pro CS project folder, and fourth one is a program.cs. Okay, so press the right click, open with another app, and simply we open it through notepad just once, not always. Here we see that here a console application in program.cs opened it. Program.cs is opened, and in notepad simply here written is console right line hello world. Okay, here we change the text and simply we type it hello. I am Dhananjay Kumar. This is my first app. Okay, here we simply type it console.writeline. Hello, I am Dhananjay Kumar. This is my first app. And after that we save it. मैं सेव कर दे रहा हूँ. And here again we open the terminal and simply run it with the command of what is run command is .net run. Hello, I am Dhananjay Kumar. This is my first app. Here we typed in program.cs file console.writeline. Console, that means our command line prompt, and we use the method which name is writeline. Writeline method is used to write the text on console. This one is our console. What is the message? Message is hello, I am Dhananjay Kumar. This is my first app. Here after run, here the output is given. Output is hello, I am Dhananjay. This is my first app. So you will better understand that how to use CLI command line interface. First open the terminal and type .net new console -n and then your project name. Here my project name is First Pro. What is your project name? My project name is First Pro. Okay, and after that we move in First Pro folders with the help of cd First Pro. In First Pro folder we type the command .net run. We write the .net run our program.cs file. Program.cs file is executed. Program.cs file is executed. Here we typed hello, I am Dhananjay Kumar. This is my first app. And we type .net run. .net run command is used to compile the program and execute it. After compilation, my written text is hello, I am Dhananjay Kumar. This is my first step. Display on the screen. Understand that? And after that, this approach is basically your CLI, command line interface approach. Through the command line, without going Visual Studio or any IDE, we create the application like that. If you have Visual Studio and you want to create such application with the help of Visual Studio, so our next step is creating console application in Visual Studio. So first create a new project, open the Visual Studio. So we create the click and where is my Visual Studio? This one is Visual Studio, already I installed it. So click it, our Visual Studio is open, and what is the return statement is create new project. Where is create new project? Here is create new project. I type it, okay, and select the template. Here is my template, and which one is template? Console app C sharp, and here is console app with the language of C sharp, and press the next. What is the name of your project? F A R S T first T R O E R M first program, okay, and here the location where your first program is created. The location is C user win source repo. And the solution, what is your solution name? My solution is first program, okay, and here is place the solution and project the same directory. Yes, so next, which framework here we use? I use framework number 10, okay, and .NET use top level statement, okay, and then the create. Later on we discuss what is the top level and without top level. So again here a program.cs file is created, and then the first program is my project name, and in your console terminals here we program.css cs and we opened it and type it. After that we run the command .NET run, the output is given here through the CLI. Here we use the IDE, integrated development environment. So the text is, what is the text? Here the text is console write line hello world. Again we simply type it hello I am hello, this is my Visual Studio Visual Studio console application. Program.cs is a file where we write our code. Here, two type of the styles are available. One is the one is the our okay, this one, this one is a top level statement, and second one is the old style statement. We use the top level statement. Okay, in top level statement, we remove the our namespace, class program, and then the main method. Directly here, the only our program is returned. No any curly bracket, no any methods. Directly we execute it. But in older style, we specify our system, and then we use the namespace, then program, then static void main through your application is run. And the new styles uh, don't need to import, don't need to create it directly. Top level statement directly written here. Okay, so this is the top level statement. This which one is the by default. So here no any methods, no any namespace, no any main methods, not anything are written. So directly we write the our console.writeLine. In previous we understand the what is the console.writeLine. Again we define and then the understand what is the console.writeLine. Console is your facility through which we write the statement on the console. Here we write the some text on console, that is the hello, this is my Visual Studio console application. So simply here this one is our run button, we press it and here display messages are displayed. Okay, and the program is building started, running and so on, and this one is our output. What is the output? This automatically. Hello, this is my Visual Studio console app. This one is your output. Which one is written here? Hello, this is my Visual Studio console app. And then press any button to exit it. These are the steps through which we create the console application in Visual Studio. We press the F5 to debug or run, or simply without F5 we press this triangle to run it. Okay, so we simply press the F5 or press the rectangle button. Okay, and through the keyboard is simply press the F5 and your program is run. So we move the our next section, understand the project structure. In project folder, we show that we see that already here 4 objects files are available. First one is the your program.cs. First folder is the bin. Second one is the object. third one is your project file, and third one is fourth one is where you write some code. Okay, so we start the understanding what is this. The first file is our program.cs. There is, this is where you will write most of your code, console code. Okay, the execution of your application start here. Okay, next we have project file, which one is the first program.cs project. So again we repeat it, the first file is program.cs. This is where you will write most of your code. The execution of program started here. Second one is your first program.cs project. This file contains project settings, target, framework, package, reference, and build configuration. You will also show two folders. Which one is object and bin? The object folder stores temporary compilation files, and the bin folder contains final compiled application. Normally you don't edit this folder manually. So let's see that our folder structures. So not here. Visual Studio. Where is this one? And this one is and here one is the first program. After we click, here one is our first program dot slnx. This is our project file. Okay, the file contains the project setting, target, framework, package reference, and build configuration. So we right click and click open with, and choose the another app through which we open it. So understand that what contains this file. So again, here this one is contains the solution project path. Where is the project path? First program.cs.project, and then the solution. Okay, so after right click you see it, and here one is this. So here one is our first program.cs project, and then here one is open. Choose the applications, and I will open with Notepad just once. for the showing what is displaying. So here we use the project SDK. Which SDK is used? Microsoft .NET .SDK, and then the property group. This one is the our output type is exe. Okay, target framework is our .NET 10.0. Implicit using enable, and then the nullable enables, and then the property group is close, and then the project is also close. So let's see that what happens. The project file with setting, target framework and dependency. Project file contains the settings, target framework. Which framework we used? I used framework .NET framework 10.0. Okay, and then the setting and the dependency. These settings are contains your first program.cs pro, and here one is first program.cs project, and the object folders, intermediate build file generated during compilation. When we compile our program in our first lecture series, we already understand that our compile code, when we write a code, our code is compiled and generated into the compile code, converted into our intermediate code, and intermediate code will execute through the Microsoft Intermediate Library MIL on runtime with the help of JIT. So object folder contains your intermediate build file. Which one is the our Microsoft Intermediate language files? So we open it. What will contains it? So we open this folder. So not open this folder. Already I have folder, and then we talk about the object files. So here one is our compiled version programs. Okay, so all programs like your case assets, and this one is the non-editable and the debug files .NET framework, and this one is the first program.dll, dynamic link library files, and so on. Here one is your applications files, first program.pdb. These are the our intermediate files. All intermediate files are in object folders, and then the after intermediate file execute, the bin file is final compiled output, executable and DLL are in the bin files. So we move on the bin files. Bin files are here the debug.NET 10.0, and here one is our application file. This one is our main executable file. Through after one click here, this one is executed. Understand it? Again we move on our presentation. Here we need the program file, program.css, where we written the most of the code here, and second one is our CS project file, where here file settings, target frameworks and dependency are available. And object file, this one is our intermediate files, and bin files after intermediate files compiled, final output is stored in the bin files. Basically executable files and DLL are the final output file, which one is the directly executed on the your operating system. So this one is the this for one is part of our .NET applications, and this one is the your folders, and this two one was your files. So our project structures in old styles, basically two type of the project structures. One is the top level statement and another one is the old style statement. Modern version of C# support level statement. That means you can simply write console.writeLine hello world without creating a class or main method. However, in older style, use the traditional structure. Here we have the using statements. Here we use our using system, written it, and after that we reuse the namespace, the class, and the finally use our main method. Main method, remember that main method is entry point of every C# application. So here main method using class, these are the hidden, but in older style we write it. Without main method, your program.cs file code are not executed. Why? Because main method is your entry point where the program are started execution. You are not familiar on the top level statement and familiar with older style, so you will select like that. Simply I close it, this project. So I close this project and I close the .NET applications, and as some other option are cleared selected. So simply use the console or here one is the do not use top level statement. I use the top level statement, so we select it. And this type of the structure are called our which type? This one is the our all type of structures and all style. Explicitly class and method are defined. So here we sheet it. Here is the our namespace. Namespace name is a console old, and then this one is our program class, internal class. Later when we discuss what is the internal class and then the what is the external class, and here we use the static void main. Static void main is our main entry method where the program is started execution, and then the here we write the hello world, simply hello world STY style of code. Okay, and simply press 1. Here this one is executed, hello world style of code. Okay, so I hope you better understand what is your top level statement and what is the older style. And then the comments. Here we discuss about the comment. What is the comments? Comment help explain the code. The compiler ignore them. So again question is that why we use the comment? So in one word we use the comment to help the explaining the code. For developer, even I am writing the some code and after that we write the comment. This code is written for what purpose? If I not written that code, this comment is written for what purpose? After some time, we can't understand that. Why we write such code? So that reason we use the comment to understand the code for long lifetime. Another type of comments is single line comment, multi-line comment, and XML comment. So first understand that what is the comments, why we written it. Comments are not executed the compilers. Okay, it is only for developers to understand the code. So I written it here. This code is written on 37 and in the 2026. This is our folder version code. Okay, and after that we run it. So compiler is not executing such code. This code is only for your documentation purpose or your developers to understand that code. This one is this type of the writing the comments are called the single line comments. If you have more than one line of a statement, so use like that. Okay, so here you are. This is author of this one. Yes, CSCodewala. This is called the our multi-line comments. Okay, if you have a XML, so you have used like that. This is called our XML comments. Okay. Now build and run. Build use the for .NET build, run .NET run, and clean use the CLI. Basically these are the CLI your workflow. If you want to build the application, you use the .NET build. If you want to run the application, you use the .NET run. If you want to clear the application, use the .NET clean. Another particular output, simply we write down the our in our program section, console.writeline, hello world, welcome to C# program and learning .NET. Okay, so simply we write that in our application. Okay, we write down it. Clear it first, and here we type it. See what happened. Oh, file it is opened. So console dot write line. H-E, hello world, console, right line, welcome to Sisha programming console, right line, learning dotnet. Okay, and after that, written it and have used the run it, and the output is hello world. Welcome to C# programming learning dot, and the last one is our, first we close it, close this solution, okay, and create the new project, console application, next, and then a simple calculator, simple CSC calculator, okay, that is the next button. So I have, we don't use a separate line, okay, create it. So our new style of the coding is here, open, so we simply delete it, and here we write down so simply we write down, so we write also CNC console dot outline, enter first number, later we discuss it, how use the convert to double and why use the convert to double. Here is our simply main motive is that I am taking the two numbers from the console, and after it we perform the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division type of the task. Okay, so don't worry about that. Why use the convert to double and why use the convert to double console dot write line and all this. Okay, so simply use the double double. Why we use the double? This was here we use our simple applications where we take the two number from the console and then we perform the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Why use the double? Why use the integer? And why use the read line? These statements are explained in our next chapter. Okay. Number one, which one is this? URL convert dot to double console dot readline. Okay, use like that, and again console dot writeline. Enter SSL second number double number 2 equal to, okay, and then after that we use addition, subtraction, multiplication and division type of the task. So use simply the like that. Okay, okay, so we use the console dot right line, that is type. We use the sum function, sum, num1 plus num2. Okay, after summation we use the subtraction and after that we use multiplication division. Okay, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Division, and after that running. So simply we run it and enter the first number, which one is the 10, enter the second number, which one is the 20. After we press it, here is the sum is 20, 30, subtract is -10, multiplication 20 and division is like that. Okay, here we create the some mistakes. Press the enter, equal to. So better understanding, here we use it. Okay, so we run it. Again we press the first number, which one is the 50, second number, which one is the 2, so sum is 52, subtract is 48, multiplication is 100 and division is our 24. So congratulations, we have successfully created our first C# console application. Today we learn creating project using .NET CLI, creating project in Visual Studio, understanding project structure, program structures, comment, build and run commands, hello world program, simple calculator. In next video, we'll learn about variable, data type, and user input in C#, where we will write more interactive program. If you find this video helpful, you don't forget to like, share and subscribe to CSCodewala. Thank you for watching.